Oh, no. Oh, wow.
Hello and welcome to today's deep dive news analysis. My name remains Oluwayomi Temdola and you're listening to Newsroom Naija. If you're just joining us for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth coverage and hit the bell icon so you never miss a breakdown. Today, we're talking about a very troubling development out of Nigeria, plus a dramatic international reaction. The chairman of Austria's Committee on NATO Enlargement has publicly called for urgent foreign military intervention in Nigeria following a violent attack on Christians in a Kwara State church. This story is heavy, complex, and raises serious questions about security, sovereignty, and religious persecution. Now let's unpack it. First, the facts on the ground. What actually happened in Nigeria? On November 18, 2025, during a worship service at the Christ Apostolic Church in Eruku, a community in the Ekiti local government area of Kwara State, gunmen stormed the building. According to reports, the attack was live-streamed by a congregant, Dare Daniel, capturing both the horror and the chaos. In the video, which has since gone viral, you see terrorists inside the church for several minutes, around 5 minutes, according to eyewitnesses. They shoot, they loot handbags, and they terrorize congregations. Elderly women struggle to escape. Younger people run for. According to Premium Times, at least 3 people were killed. Those sources suggest the number may be higher. Even more alarming, new reports now say that 5 people were buried, not 3. More than 30 worshippers might have been abducted. In response, soldiers have reportedly taken over Eruku, deployed at the community, and the commissioner of police is on site. The Nigerian president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is said to have approved the military deployment. Now, here is where things takes a very unusual turn. Gothan Jan, who is the chairman of Austria's Committee for NATO Enlargement, publicly condemned the attack, calling it utterly unacceptable. He posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, saying he had received a video of the attack, describing it as an Islamist attack on a church in Nigeria. But he didn't stop at condemnation. In the same post, on a day known globally as Red Wednesday, a day to raise awareness for persecuted Christians, he called for military intervention, explicitly urging U.S. involvement. He tagged the U.S. president's X account, writing, on hashtag Red Wednesday, this shocking evidence hits hard. At Portus, act now, send the Navy. And perhaps most controversially, Felinga Jang called for the liberation of Biafra, saying Nigeria should be broken up into multiple new states, echoing his claim that Nigeria is a failed state. Back in Nigeria, the reaction has been fierce and emotional. In Eruku, residents are angry, afraid, and frustrated. Youth reportedly blocked the Kwara Kogi highway early Wednesday morning, placing logs, tires, and planks to draw attention to the attack and demand action. Some of the protesters say that this isn't the first time the community has been attacked. They feel they keep becoming targets. The sense of betrayal is strong, especially given how quickly Felinga Jang has pointed to external help while local communities feel neglected. Let's widen the lens. Why is an Austrian official calling for military intervention in Nigeria? And what are the implications? Religious persecution claims. Felinga Jang framed the attack as part of a broader persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Indeed, advocacy groups have long warned about what they describe as religiously motivated violence, especially in the Middle Belt and northern regions. Historical precedent. It draws a parallel to Kosovo, as we liberated Kosovo, in quotes, in 1999, he wrote, "This is a striking comparison involving NATO-style intervention and suggesting that Nigeria deserves a similar external liberation, sovereignty and international law. But this raises major red flags. Can an external force or power, even NATO, justify military action in a sovereign nation like Nigeria based mainly on religious violence? There are huge legal, diplomatic, and ethical implications. The call is provocative, arguably inflammatory, and could escalate tensions. Domestic instability. Felinga Jang's language about 6 new better states suggests not just intervention, but redrawing the map of Nigeria. That's extremely sensitive. The legacy of Biafra, ethnic divisions, and the risk of secessionist movements make any talk of breaking up Nigeria highly contentious. Reactions to Europe and beyond. Some European voices have warned against the growing impunity around attacks on Christians. For instance, the Catholic Church in the EU has previously called out the Nigerian government's failure to protect vulnerable Christian communities. Meanwhile, the European Parliament, in earlier resolutions, urged the Nigerian authorities to better protect rural areas and investigate sponsors of attacks. So, where might this go from here? What are the risks, and what could be the realistic next step? The first one is escalation risk. If foreign powers entertain military intervention, it could spark nationalist backlash in Nigeria. It could also destabilize the region further. Humanitarian response. Beyond military talk, there is a strong case for humanitarian and diplomatic intervention, more security presence, better protection for worshippers, and structured reforms to protect religious minorities. International pressure. Countries, not just Austria, may now face pressure to speak out. NGOs, European institutions like the EU, and religious groups could amplify calls for accountability. Nigerian government response. Tinubu's administration has to walk a delicate line, respond forcefully to internal calls for justice while rejecting external meddling in sovereignty. How they balance this will be telling. Then we have the media narrative. The fact that the attack was live streamed dramatically amplifies its impact. That video is now a global symbol, and Felinga Jang is using it as political leverage. But there is also a danger. Oversimplifying the conflict as purely religious could obscure deeper issues like governance, corruption, ethnic tensions, and weak security institutions. To wrap it up, this is a watershed moment. A brutal church attack in rural Nigeria, caught on live stream, has spurred not just local pain and protest, but international political fire. An Austrian NATO advocate calling for military intervention and even redrawing Nigeria's borders is extraordinary. It forces us to confront multiple uncomfortable truths: the recurring insecurity in Nigeria, the persecution of religious minorities, and the geopolitics of intervention. What do you think? Is foreign military intervention justified in this case? Or should the solution come through stronger diplomatic, security reform, and local action? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive helpful, please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Your support helps us keep covering the stories that matter. Thanks for watching and stay informed. Till next time, my name remains Oluwayomi Timlola. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.